what are the 10 reasons why you need to develop your emotional intelligence, and you need to develop it now? Whether you are a leader, a manager, a physician, executive, HR person, what are the reasons, 10 reasons why you need emotional intelligence? So I'm Dr. Relly Nadler. I'm a licensed psychologist, also master certified coach. I've been working with emotional intelligence now for 15 years. The key gap in the field is, what do you do? Now we know from the research, I'll share a little bit about that, that you need emotional intelligence, but the key gap is, what do you do? How do you go about that? That's been my focus for the last 15 years on the how-to. In this quick video, I want to give you the reason first why you need it. So one of the reasons, number one, is that only 10% of workers, this is from Gallup, have the talent to be great managers. And when we talk about great managers, we want to move more into the top 10%. But Gallup was telling us that only 10% of workers have that kind of talent. Typically what's missing is the emotional intelligence, understanding yourself, managing yourself, understanding others, managing others. Also, we know 40% of organizations do not have enough next level leaders to move into the leadership executive role. Part of this is with the baby boomers retiring, 78 million, 10,000 a day retiring. There's not enough numbers, but also not enough Generation X who have higher emotional intelligence. So that's number one. We definitely need it now. Number two, you are the emotional thermostat for the team. Whether you're the team lead, whether you're a physician leading other folks, whether you're the HR person leading the organization, you're the emotional thermostat. If you are calm, cool, collected, your team is going to be calm, cool, collected. If you are stressed, tense, irritable, you give that off, and most people around you will experience that. So we like to call that the emotional thermostat. You're the emotional thermostat. Number three reasons why you need emotional intelligence now is that you'll have a competitive advantage. The further you move up in an organization, depending on your role, also depending on the research, 50 to 85% or so of the key factors of how smart you are, your IQ, technical expertise, and emotional intelligence. A lot of the research now is showing that the further you move up, yes, you need to be smart, yes, you need to have technical expertise, but the differentiator is emotional intelligence, so you'll have the competitive advantage. Number four, we're all on autopilot. Some of the researchers are telling us we operate our habits as much as 95% of the time. If you're on autopilot, you're going to be doing things reactively versus proactively. The more you know about yourself, the more that you understand yourself, also the more you're going to be able to manage yourself. Number five, we all have blind spots. Typically in organizations, whether you get coaching or 360-degree feedback, you get feedback about yourself that we're unaware of. Marshall Goldsmith, one of the best coaches in the world, says that 70% of us think we're in the top 10%. We're better cookers, we're better drivers, we think. But when you're compared to others, we're actually not. So we have some blind spots on how do we evaluate ourselves. You and your organization, this is number six, you and your organization will be more productive. There was some research done by the Human Capital Institute along with Multi-Health Systems, and they looked at the ROI, which return on investment data that surveyed 784 respondents over 500 organizations. And what they found is organizations who value emotional intelligence in their leadership development are 3 times more effective in their leadership development. There was a 31% gap between the ones who valued emotional intelligence and the ones who did not. So it's basically going to help you, your organization, be more productive. Number six. Number seven, you will make better decisions. A lot of the executive coaching I do with folks and the training, it's about the mastery of the moment. What's the input? What's the output? The more you know about the input and what's the input, things about yourself, strengths, weaknesses, triggers. What do you know input from others? Empathy, their strengths, their weaknesses, their triggers. So that comes in and then it goes out. When we work with folks in the military, we call this strategic intelligence. So the more you know about yourself in the moment, the better you're going to be able to manage yourself and master the moment. We're in this, often it's called the VUCA environment, VUCA, VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. And it's the leader who takes in all this information and strategically decides what to do, when to do it, and then to be able to have that output. So how do you master the moment? One of the formulas that we like and we share with the organizations that we work with is empathy. What do you know about others? Insight. What do you know about your others? Or what do you know about yourself? And clarity. So let me just say that again, a little clearer. Empathy times insight times clarity. Those three, that's our formula. E times I times C. Empathy about others, insight by yourself, and then clarity. That's the formula to master the moment and the formula to be in the top 10%. That's the tipping point. So that's the 7th reason. The 8th reason is people will trust and connect with you more. We know from research that within less than 1/10 of a second, people quickly assess, are you trustworthy? Or are you someone that has my back? Are you someone that I can feel safe with? That happens in the moment. And there's some real critical factors about, are you connecting with folks? People will trust you more. And what are the key factors? We know this from the Gallup research. We know this from Bob Nelson, who's also done research. What do your followers want from you? One, they want to feel like they have a special seat at the table. Are you making them, is there a seat for them, and are you letting them feel special about that? Number 2, do their opinions seem to count? When we talk about change and change leadership, the more input you have from them, the more buy-in you're going to get. And number 3, are they acknowledged for progress in the good work that they do? So what do they want from you? There's a lot of engagement factors, but these are the 3 main ones. Do they have a seat at the table, and do they feel special? Are their opinions important, and do they count? And 3, are they acknowledged for good work? Are you doing those with your folks? Number 9, if you focus in why you need emotional intelligence now, if you focus on it, you'll develop more leaders in your organization. Often we talk about the best boss, and the best boss people will do anything for. The best boss people feel stretched. They feel like they have their back. They feel clear. They trust the best boss teaches them. Is anybody saying you're their best boss? The more that we get more people into that level, the top 10%, and being people's best boss, you'll develop more leaders, and especially these emerging leaders coming in the organization. And number 10, you will hire better. What does that mean? If you look at the competencies on how you hire, the best way to get a star, you can train to get people more in that top 10%, but you're better hiring people already with this kind of talent. Going back to what you said earlier, companies that hire based on talent realize a 48% increase in profitability, 22% increase in productivity. These are all from Gallup 2015. 30% increase in employee engagement, and 17% increase in customer engagement, 19% decrease in turnover. So what's your plan, procedures for bringing in more people who already have high emotional intelligence? There's assessments, there's some screening, and those are all the things that will help you. So in summary, you need emotional intelligence, and there I just went through the 10 reasons why you need emotional intelligence. And if you need more information, our website is www.truenorthleadership.com.